Hi! Ah! Police! This is an emergency. I have to use your phone. I saw the phone antenna. Sorry about the upholstery. Just pretend I'm not here, okay? I'll be a second. This can't be happening! No, you thought I was dead, huh? Surprised to see me.
James Belushi is a famous actor, director, screenwriter, producer, and musician who was extremely popular in the 80s and 90s. This artist's life has been full of dramatic events. In this video, we will share the difficulties our hero encountered in the past and provide some updates on his current life. James Belushi. What happened to the star of K-9 and where he spends his millions? James Belushi was born on June 15, 1954 in Wheaton, a Chicago suburb, to an Orthodox family of Albanian immigrants, Adam and Agnes. In addition to our hero, the couple raised sons John and Billy, as well as daughter Marion. The future celebrity's parents owned 2 restaurants and hoped their children would continue the family business. However, the heir showed no interest in the restaurant business, and the Belushi family couldn't withstand the competition, eventually leading to bankruptcy. James attended Wheaton Warrenville South High School, where one of his teachers noticed his improvisation skills and convinced him to participate in a school play. After a successful performance, Belushi joined the drama club. However, as James later admitted, he joined the ranks of school actors not for the sake of the stage, but just to impress girls. At that time, he wasn't popular with them, and participating in plays helped him win the favor of his female classmates. Simultaneously, with the same goal in mind, Belushi joined the school choir and even took home economics classes, where he was the only guy in the group. By the way, during that period, his idol was actress Elizabeth Montgomery from the 1964 TV series Bewitched. After graduating from high school in 1972, James enrolled at the College of DuPage and later studied theater arts at Southern Illinois University in Carbondale. The elder brother, John Belushi, played a key role in James's choice of a future profession. James had always wanted to be like John, who at the age of 22 was already a leading theatrical actor, comedian, and musician. The parents celebrated the elder son's success by covering all the walls of the house with his photos and posters, driving his younger brother crazy. James tried various ways to get their attention, but chose not the best method for gaining recognition. The guy constantly got into fights, engaged in petty theft, and stole cars. However, he was an extremely unlucky delinquent since the entire Chicago Police Department knew him. His parents were constantly summoned to the police station because of their troublemaker son. One day, James asked his parents if they wanted to hang anything related to him on the wall, to which John, who was visiting their family home at the time, sarcastically asked, "Do you want to decorate the wall with one of your arrest warrants?" In a fit of anger, our hero tore down all the photos of his brother from the walls. After some time, Belushi realized that he could outshine John only by becoming a better actor than him. James began to study harder, and in 1978, he successfully graduated from college with a bachelor's degree, a feat his brother never achieved. Starting from 1977, he performed with the theater troupe The Second City for 3 years. During this time, he was nominated for a Joseph Jefferson Award for his role in the play Sexual Perversity in Chicago. In 1978, Belushi made his television debut, playing a womanizer in the series Who's Watching the Kids? However, the project did not gain popularity and went unnoticed by the audience. For a long time, the directors saw James as the shadow of his famous brother, and he was often offered only the roles that John had rejected. Thus, our hero's filmography was enriched by the TV series Working Stiffs and the thriller The Fury, in which he was not even mentioned in the credits. In 1980, Belushi got married for the first time. His wife was Sandra Davenport, whom he had met during high school home economics classes. In the same year, the couple welcomed their son Robert. In 1981, James played Barry in the thriller Thief. This film was his most well-known work at that time.
You should come in. Water's great.
Yeah, enjoy it now. We're going home. Tomorrow we collect. Just talk to Leo.
That's great, man.
Later, he appeared in an episode of the comedy series Laverne and Shirley. By the way, in the credits, our hero is often listed as Jim Belushi. In March 1982, a tragedy struck the actor's family. John died of a drug overdose. The tragedy threw Belushi off balance. James fell into depression and tried to escape it with the help of alcohol. This event also affected the man's family life. While the spouses lived harmoniously before the tragedy, with the onset of this destructive habit, the marriage began to crack. In 1983, Belushi replaced his late brother in the comedy musical show Saturday Night Live, earning $15,000 per week. He also worked as one of the show's writers and was nominated for an Emmy Award for Outstanding Writing a year later. At the same time, James worked on other projects. For example, in the comedy Trading Places, he played a drunkard in a gorilla costume at a New Year party.
Hey! Look what happened to me, huh?
He also appeared in the series Fairy Tale Theater and the comedies The Best Legs in the 8th Grade and The Man with One Red Shoe. At the same time, the actor did not stop abusing alcohol. In 1985, he showed up drunk on the set of Saturday Night Live. That time, the project directors did not tolerate Belushi's binge and fired him. During the same period, James's wife left him, taking their young son with her. The couple officially divorced only in 1988. In one interview, our hero bitterly joked, "What can you expect from a woman who only knows about housekeeping?" even though he knew that it was he who destroyed their family. Nevertheless, the actor managed to overcome his depression, he quit drinking, and devoted himself entirely to work. In 1986, Belushi played the lead role in the short film The Birthday Boy, where he also worked as a screenwriter. He also starred in the romantic comedy About Last Night, a role originally intended for his brother John, the thriller Jumpin' Jack Flash, and the musical Little Shop of Horrors, where he played Patrick.
For weeks, Patrick Martin, Licensing and Marketing, World Botanical Enterprises. Son, kid, boy, are we gonna make a fortune together.
Initially, this role in the film was played by Paul Dooley, but when the creators decided to reshoot the ending, it turned out that he couldn't come. So, the necessary scenes were shot with our hero, and in the credits, they expressed gratitude to Paul. 26 years later, the first version of the film with Paul Dooley was released, and this time they expressed gratitude to James in the credits. In the same year, 1986, Belushi starred in Oliver Stone's war drama Salvador, where he played Dr. Rock.
So I got 10.
15.
Come on, I was only in there for 5 minutes. The guy kept interrupting me, I would have been out of there faster if he didn't interrupt me.
During the shooting, there were no individual trailers where actors could rest and no makeup artists or costume designers. According to James, sometimes he had to act in his own clothes. Nevertheless, the film had 2 Oscar nominations and became Belushi's first serious, successful work in Hollywood. After this, the actor's career went uphill, and soon he stopped being associated solely with his brother John's name. In 1987, Belushi starred in the sci-fi comedy Real Men as CIA agent Nick Pirandello and played the role of high school teacher Rick Latimer in the action film The Principal. In both films, James played the lead roles.
Come on, you people. You can't pick and choose your students. You gotta take the students that the school gives you and teach them the best you can. You can't just teach the easy ones and throw the rest in the garbage.
In the same year, our hero also contributed as one of the screenwriters to the crime action film Number One with a Bullet. In 1988, the action film Red Heat was released, where Belushi portrayed a Chicago police sergeant, while his co-star Arnold Schwarzenegger transformed into a captain in the Moscow police.
Everything okay?
Yes, fine. No problems.
What about that sack of laying on the sidewalk?
He lives here.
Before filming, James spent 2 weeks working at the police station in Chicago. Additionally, he had to gain 10 pounds for his role. The film was made during a period of improved relations between the USSR and the USA. It became the first American project shot on Red Square in Moscow. It took the creators 6 months to obtain permission for filming, and Moscow agreed only because Schwarzenegger's character was Russian. Interestingly, during the filming, Arnold constantly smoked cigars. They were so strong that a couple of times Belushi felt dizzy as he wasn't used to the smoke. He mentioned that all the scenes in the car were shot with a partially open window, but it didn't help much, so our hero decided to try smoking himself and gradually got into the habit. The passion was so strong that, in collaboration with Chuck Norris, James founded the tobacco company Lone Wolf. Belushi considers smoking cigars a strictly male prerogative. The following year, the actor starred in the crime drama Homer and Eddie and the comedy K-9. In the latter, he played Detective Michael Dooley, who, with the help of a German shepherd named Jerry Lee, tries to protect himself from a drug dealer and at the same time solve a crime, but things don't go as planned.
So if you think you're such a badass, you just try that one more time. You're gonna end up in a pet cemetery. You remember the movie Old Yeller? Do you? Remember when they shot him at the end? I didn't cry.
Interestingly, the film featured 4 dogs playing the same German Shepherd role, which were swapped from time to time during filming. The dogs were brought from Europe, and a trainer worked with them before shooting. James enjoyed working with the animals so much that after the filming, he got 2 German Shepherds of his own. After the movie's premiere, many critics named it one of the best in the My Dog and I category. The film gained immense popularity with the audience, and the role with Michael Dooley became one of the brightest and most recognizable in our hero's career. Then, Belushi starred in the comedies Wedding Band, Masters of Menace, and Taking Care of Business. In the latter, he played Jimmy, a car thief who escapes from prison and accidentally finds a lost organizer with credit cards and the key to a luxurious villa where he starts living to the fullest.
Who are you, anyway?
4th floor. 5th floor.
I'm a car thief.
Very funny.
No, really. I'm an escaped convict. I broke out of prison to see the Cubs in the World Series.
In 1990, Belushi starred in the thriller The Palermo Connection, the sci-fi action film Abraxas, Guardian of the Universe, and the melodrama Mr. Destiny, portraying the unlucky clerk Larry, whose life takes a sudden turn.
Look, man, I don't care what this thing says. This is my house, and I want to see my wife. Now step out of my way.
You try and come in my house, and I'll kick your ass all the way down the block.
Interestingly, the scene where James's character guesses the song Gimme Some Lovin' at a pizzeria is a reference to the work of his late brother John, who covered the song together with the Blues Brothers. In the same year, James got married for the second time to actress Marjorie Bransfield, whom he met on the set. This marriage couldn't be called a happy one. The spouses constantly argued, and after 2 years, Marjorie left Belushi, confessing her love to another man. In 1991, James starred in the crime drama Diary of a Hitman, the melodrama Only the Lonely, and the comedy Curly Sue. In the latter, the actor played Bill, the father of the main character, with whom he lived on the streets and engaged in small scams until a fortunate chance changed their lives. The film received mixed reviews from critics, but was loved by the audience.
You got scammed. I got a knock on the head, and the rest is bull. I got a lot of tricks I've been at a long time. You play something until it's over.
In the same year, our hero was invited to the Venice Film Festival as a jury member. In 1992, Belushi appeared in the thriller Traces of Red as a detective and in the crime comedy Once Upon a Crime as a compulsive gambler named Neil. The latter film is a fairly accurate remake of the 1960 movie, And Suddenly It's Murder, originally named Crimin'.
I gambled away a fortune tonight. I might have to sell my business. You know how that is. You've been there, Morosco. Please.
All right, stop groveling.
I don't mind.
Stand up.
In the same year, James, along with his friends, founded House of Blues, a chain of live music concert halls and restaurants which now has 11 establishments across the United States. One of the restaurants is known for allowing customers to not only dine, but also participate in its work. In 1993, Belushi starred in the sci-fi action movie Last Action Hero and in the miniseries Wild Palms. In the latter, he played Lawyer Harry, who got a job at a major broadcasting corporation intending to introduce a groundbreaking technology of virtual reality into every home in America and the world. The project is a sci-fi dystopian film with detective story elements. James admitted that he didn't fully grasp some details in the series. However, critics also labeled the project as overly complex. According to a survey by Broadcast, the series ranked 4th in the list of the most unsuccessful works of American television.
Hey, listen, Steve. I think I can use the can before I leave.
No way.
You're killing me, Steve! Come on!
Then, Belushi voiced a character in the animated series Real Monsters, and starred in the detective thriller Parallel Lives and the comedy action film Royce. In 1995, Belushi participated in the voice acting for the animated projects Duckman, Private Dick / Family Man, The Pebble and the Penguin, Pinky and the Brain, Santo Bugito, and Gargoyles. In the same year, he starred in the thriller Separate Lives, the comedy Destiny Turns on the Radio, and the action films Canadian Bacon and Sahara. The latter tells the story of the defense of a well in the desert during World War II, where our hero played American Sergeant Joe Gunn.
Well, our captain is British, sir. You know how the British are. After a little action, they like to wash up before tea time.
In 1996, the actor voiced characters in the animated films and TV series such as The Twisted Tales of Felix the Cat, Dumb and Dumber, The Tick, Timon and Pumbaa, Kablam, Mighty Ducks, and Hey Arnold. In the same year, James starred in the family comedy Jingle All the Way and the adventure comedy Race the Sun. He also voiced Uncle Salty in the video game The Last Resort and the Masked Mutant in the video game Attack of the Mutant. In 1997, Belushi also voiced characters in the animated projects Life with Louie, Bad Baby, Cow and Chicken, Babes in Toyland, and the Blues Brothers animated series. He also appeared in the family movie Dog's Best Friend. In the same year, James appeared in The Larry Sanders Show, dramas Wag the Dog and Gold in the Streets, and action films Total Security and Retroactive, earning the award for Best Actor at the International Week of Fantastic Cinema in Malaga for the latter movie. He also starred in the thrillers Living in Peril and Gang Related. In the latter, he played a detective with rapper Tupac Shakur as his partner on set. The two men had a tense relationship during filming due to Shakur's preference for shooting scenes in 1 or 2 takes, while James preferred numerous retakes.
We're the cops on this case. This is our case. We're gonna find the killer. We are the killers. Since when does that matter?
In 1998, the actor participated in the voice acting of the animated series Hercules and Stories from My Childhood and played the boss in the melodrama Overnight Delivery, although his scenes were eventually deleted. In the same year, James married for the 3rd time to actress Jennifer Sloan, with whom he had been dating for 5 years. They had 2 children, a daughter named Jameson and a son named Jared. In 1999, Belushi voiced characters in the animated films The Nuttiest Nutcracker and Hooves of Fire. He also starred in the drama The Florentine, the thriller Justice, the criminal action films Angels Dance and Made Men, and the sequel to the beloved comedy K-9. By the way, just as in the previous films, several dogs played German Shepherd Jerry Lee, and one of them was Mac, the German Shepherd our hero bought 10 years ago.
You know, Captain, you should let people know when you plan to be rhetorical, because your tone of voice never changes.
You think you're funny?
Sometimes.
This isn't one of those times.
The next year, James appeared in the comedy series Bankers and Choosers, the thriller Who Killed Atlanta's Children, and the comedy drama Return to Me as Joe Dayton. Initially, the role was offered to actor Jon Favreau, but he declined to play a supporting character, and Belushi agreed to take on the role. In 2001, the man appeared in an episode of the series ER and also starred in the comedy drama Joe Somebody. In the same year, the comedy series According to Jim was released, depicting the life of an exemplary American family. In addition to playing one of the lead roles, the head of the family, James, also worked as the director, producer, and composer of the movie. The series was extremely popular with the audience and aired on television for 8 seasons. During this time, Belushi appeared in 182 episodes, earning $500,000 for each.
Yeah, when I went golfing yesterday, I hit a hole-in-one, all right? It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing, baby. I mean, come on, I had to celebrate. Any guy would have celebrated.
In 2002, the actor participated in the voiceover for family comedies Snow Dogs and Pinocchio, as well as animated projects Rugrats, What's New Scooby-Doo, the second Robbie the Reindeer film Legend of the Lost Tribe, and The Adventures of Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius. The same year, Belushi starred in the thriller One Way Out and the comedy K-9 P.I. This time, the role of Jerry Lee was played by another dog of our hero, a shepherd named King.
Happy retirement, partner. Ah, boy. My sentiments exactly.
In the following years, James participated in the voiceover for animated projects such as Ozzy and Drix, Fatherhood, Tugger, the Jeep 4x4 who wanted to fly, and Hoodwinked, for which he also performed one of the main songs. Belushi also appeared in the comedy Easy 6, the short film Disenchanted, and the series I'm With Her, Less Than Perfect, and George Lopez. In 2004, James became involved in a scandal. He sued the famous actress Julie Newmar, who was his neighbor back then. Belushi accused her of trying to force him out of his own house by playing loud music, spreading gossip about him, and violating his right to private property. In the lawsuit, he demanded $4 million in damages. Newmar, in her defense, claimed that the man was illegally building a second house on his land, and she suffered from such neighboring. After 2 years, they finally resolved this issue amicably, and a month later, the actress and James appeared together in an episode of the series, according to Jim, mocking their conflict. A few years later, Belushi found himself in another scandalous situation, but this time he was the one being sued. The 78-year-old father of his driver claimed that James sold his son a used car at an inflated price. Allegedly, Belushi claimed that the car was in perfect condition, but in reality, it needed repairs. As a result, our hero's lawyer called this accusation ridiculous, and the case was hushed up. In 2006, James added several animated projects to his portfolio, including The Wild, Casper's Scare School, and Me, Eloise. The same year, Belushi released a humorous autobiographical book titled Real Men Don't Apologize, where the actor shared flirting techniques that he tested and which helped him succeed with women. In 2007, James voiced the parody comedy Farce of the Penguins and starred in the family fantasy film Underdog, where he played Dan, a security guard at a dog shelter who gives his son a superpowered dog. After that, Belushi participated in the voiceovers for the family film Snow Buddies and the animated film Scooby-Doo and the Goblin King and the animated series Handy Manny. In 2010, the actor appeared in the thriller The Ghostwriter and the series The Defenders, playing one of the lead roles, attorney Nick Morelli.
Saying, be bold, bet the house on red. Not your life you're risking.
The following year, James starred in the comedy Cougars Inc. and the melodrama New Year's Eve. Simultaneously, he performed on Broadway in the play Born Yesterday. During that period, Belushi announced that he was suffering from gout. Later, he became a representative of the educational campaign Check Out Your Gout, urging people to monitor their health. Additionally, James had been diagnosed with irritable bowel syndrome earlier. In 2012, our hero played a coach in the fantasy comedy Thunderstruck. He also voiced Globo in the animated series Doc McStuffins. Later, Belushi participated in the voiceover of the animated films Legend of Oz, Dorothy's Return, and Stan Lee's Mighty Seven. He also starred in the comedy The Secret Lives of Dorks. In 2015, James voiced a character in the animated series Trip Tank and appeared in the series Show Me a Hero and Good Girls Revolt, and the thriller Home Sweet Hell.
Have you been drinking?
Little.
It's 10 in the morning, Les.
I'm not proud of it.
The following year, Belushi voiced a character in the animated series The 7D. At the same time, he starred in the dramas Undrafted, Urban Cowboy, and Katie Says Goodbye, as well as the thrillers The Hollow Point and The Whole Truth. In 2017, James voiced a character in the animated film Hey Arnold, The Jungle Movie, and played a supporting role in the TV series Twin Peaks. He also appeared in the dramas Solar's Point and Wonder Wheel, where he played Hampty, the owner of a carousel whose wife falls in love with a young lifeguard.
I told you not to marry that racketeer! I told you he was all mobbed up, he stank of murder! She found this greaseball exciting!
In 2019, the actor voiced a character in the animated series Trolls: The Beat Goes On. After that, there was a small break in his career. In 2021, it was reported that Belushi divorced his wife after 23 years of marriage. Family disagreements arose in 2018 and Jennifer filed for divorce at that time, but the couple reconciled a year later. However, in 2021, James initiated the divorce and this time the marriage was finally dissolved. After the divorce, the actor did not enter into any serious relationships. The former spouses continue to communicate for the sake of their children. It is known that their daughter is passionate about music and is simultaneously trying to build an acting career while their son is more into sports. By the way, Belushi's son from his first marriage, Robert, followed in his father's footsteps and became an actor. He appeared alongside James in many projects, including the series According to Jim. At present, our hero continues to star in films. In 2022, one could see him in the family drama Gigi and Nate. Also, the filming of the sci-fi action film Fight Another Day has already been completed, and the romantic movie Fairy Tale is in production now. In addition, James will voice a character in the video game Guardians of the Galaxy. Not long ago, Belushi teamed up with Larry Joe Campbell, his fellow cast member from the series According to Jim, and 4 other artists to create the show Jim Belushi and the Board of Comedy. The sketch group performs comedy shows across the country. In his free time, the actor dedicates himself to music. He has his own band, the Sacred Hearts Band, performing jazz and blues. In 2003, the band even released their album, Have Love Will Travel, and embarked on a tour. After his brother's death, James has been occasionally working as a vocalist in the Blues Brothers Band, of which John was a member before. The actor often plays the harmonica and always carries it with him. His love for this musical instrument began thanks to the British blues musician John Mayall. Belushi is a passionate fan of Chicago sports teams. Among his favorites is the NFL team Chicago Bears. He also mentioned that his favorite movies are The Godfather, Casino, 1995, and the comedy drama Being There, 1979. As of today, the celebrity's net worth is estimated at $50 million, which he earned not only from his film fees, but also from advertising contracts. In the past, James could be seen in advertisements for ice beer and Ford cars. The actor also appeared in a promotional video about Albania, encouraging people to visit the country. In 2008, the president of Albania awarded the Honor of the Nation decoration to our hero, and a year later, Belushi even got Albanian citizenship. The actor owns several real estate properties. In 2010, he purchased 2 plots of land in the Brentwood Park area of Los Angeles for $8.3 million and built a mansion in Mediterranean style there. The 14,000 square foot house has 6 bedrooms, 11 bathrooms, spacious living rooms with handmade fireplaces, an elegant kitchen with French doors and windows opening into a large lawn, a cozy dining room, a family room, a media room, a library, walk-in closets, a sauna, and more. In addition to the main house, there is a guest house, a pool, a hot tub, an artificial waterfall, several open pavilions, ivy-covered lodges, and a luxurious garden. In 2016, James listed the property for sale for $42 million, but managed to sell it only at the end of 2021 for $36 million. Belushi also owns a 93-acre farm in Oregon. He first visited this area about 15 years ago when he came there with his family on vacation. At that time, he fell in love with the place. The man bought an old house and then the adjacent farm. Over time, James built a new house and a sauna there. On the farm, Belushi and his team legally cultivate cannabis on an industrial scale. Our hero is involved in all stages of production. James founded the company Belushi's Farms in 2015, and after a few years, entered the top 100 influential people in the cannabis industry. As the actor himself says, his farm was created as a gateway to healing. In 2020, Belushi even announced a show called Growing Belushi, where he talks about his life on the farm and his business. Over the years of his career, the celebrity has proven to be a versatile actor. He excels equally well in comedy and drama. Which film featuring James Belushi do you like the most?
I got a hot date. I'm out of here.
If you liked the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything interesting.